Good afternoon, sports fanatics. Having to revisit the my comments on the serious topic. First, let me start by saying that I came from Cuba as a small child, close to 50 years ago, and I know what it is not to have freedom. To me, this is the greatest country in the world. I'm not saying that we're perfect or that we don't have to work on a lot of things and we have a lot of issues that we have to get fixed. And racism is one of the biggest. But coming from a country, from Cuba, a country that hasn't had freedom in over 60 years or 50 years, I guess it's about 60 years now, that hasn't had freedom. And I have a lot of friends that are going through the same things in Venezuela, Nicaragua, other places. We really appreciate living in freedom, liberty, and being able to express our First Amendment rights. The Bill of Rights gives us the rights to protect ourselves against government abuse. But rioting, burning, killing is not one of those rights. It's not in the Constitution at all. I want to first let me take this off because I really want to get serious on this. I'm not going to get the virus here. We started the year, unfortunately, with the COVID-19. We have over 100,000 deaths in this country, and who knows how many across the world. There's some countries don't say the exact totals the way we do. It could be very easily 3 or 4 or 5 million deaths across the world, and who knows how many we'll end up having in this country. But this is far worse, because in the words of Abraham Lincoln, a house divided cannot stand. We are the strongest nation in the world, economically, militarily, and we have the freedoms that most people would love to have. That's why we want, we want to protect them. A lot of people want to come here. The biggest problem, as I see it, it's moved on from a protest to basically opportunists taking advantage of the situation. We have groups like Occupy Wall Street, Antifa, and anarchists and all the enemies of this country. I don't want to mention the countries. You know which countries I'm talking about. A lot of terrorist organizations. They don't appreciate freedom. They not only hate capitalism, they hate freedom. We have the freedom every 4 years to pick whoever we want as president. Every 6 years, on a rotating basis, we pick our senators. And every 2 years, we vote for a House of Representatives, along with our state and local officials. If we don't agree with what's going on, we can vote them out. But remember, again, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents that kept this country together when we were torn apart, a house divided cannot stand. When you burn, loot, kill, and just outright go berserk, you're not honoring the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King. He gave his life for us to be able to sit together. A lot of my best friends are Afro-Americans. And I can tell you, when I came here from Cuba, the first people, the first children that played with me in school and took me under the wing and taught me English and taught me a lot of sports that I didn't play in Cuba were Afro-Americans. I grew up living among them. And to me, I didn't look at the color. To me, a human being is a human being. We all bleed red. When we play sports and we cut ourselves, we scratch ourselves, we all bled the same. We all drank from the same, not only water fountain, we drank from the same cups. There was no fear of COVID or anything back then. We all drank from the same cups, the same Coke cans or bottles. Okay, they were my brothers growing up, and they've always been my brothers, all of them. Okay, not only Afro-Americans, but Hispanics of all colors. Hispanics come in all colors. And what's going on right now, it's horrendous, outrageous. Okay, there's no excuse. Okay, not only are blacks and whites suffering, the whole nation is suffering. I talked about the other day about a man that was opening a bar. Well, now I found out more information about the guy. Outstanding citizen from Minneapolis. Afro-American firefighter giving his life to serve others. He got his place burned down. He didn't have insurance. Are the Antifa and all these groups that are stoking the fire and all the mayhem, are they going to pay for his place? Are they going to apologize and pay for his place? I heard of a white man, okay, not a guilty white man, a decent guy in Dallas. If anything, he was with the protesters. He went to defend his place of business that was going to get burned down because the police were not taking action. He got killed. He got beat to death. Okay, is that correct? Is an eye for an eye? Is vengeance the right way? If we start a race war, we're all going to lose. Okay? We're all going to lose. And the enemies of this country are going to be celebrating big time. Stop the nonsense. Okay? Demand justice. And don't dishonor the memory of George Floyd. If we do the right thing, big changes can come about. Not only the cop that killed him, but the other three that were idly by, just standing there, did not stop the killer cop. They should all be prosecuted to the highest level and given the biggest sentence that they can come up with. But let me tell you something. We have to stop this nonsense right now. I'm seeing it as I'm driving through the streets. We had enough with the COVID. You know, this country cannot survive. And no matter who gets elected in November, we have to stop the nonsense. Okay? And this is coming from someone that came for freedom. My dad suffered a lot to leave the country to get us out of that hellhole. Okay? And when you don't have freedom, you can't demonstrate. We're able to demonstrate. But let's do it in a lawful and peaceful way. And let's come together. Because at the end of the day, this is our country. Okay? We're the melting pot. Everybody from the world wants to come here. So let's stop this. Okay? En español ahora, no, esta locura tiene que parar. Que se acaben las quemazones, quemar la ciudad, destruir los negocios, matar y causar los daños que están causando. Porque no importa quién es el que sea elegido, no se hagan ilusiones que si sale el de derecha o el de izquierda, nadie va a poder arreglar esto si no paramos el odio y la forma de dejar que los enemigos de este país quemen y destruyan este país. Piensen muy bien lo que les estoy diciendo. Yo sé que mucha gente no va a estar de acuerdo conmigo, pero analicen y piensen. No dejen llevarse por la emoción. Piensen. Porque cuando tú tomas una decisión, cuando estás molesto, casi siempre después no sale bien la cosa. ¿Cuántas veces te han dicho a ti, no decidas cuando estás enojado? Incluso cuando vas a castigar a uno de tus hijos. No hagas lo que piensas hacer cuando estás enojado. Te dicen sleep on it. ¿Por qué? Porque cuando la mente está clara, cuando estamos emocionalmente estables, es cuando podemos tomar las decisiones correctas. Hay que hacer cambios, pero los cambios no se hacen de la manera que se están haciendo ahora. Se hacen como se deben hacer, usando la ley para hacer los cambios, no destruyendo un país como los países que son totalitarios, que atropellan a sus ciudadanos. ¿Okay? Aquí tenemos libertades y podemos demostrar y votar para las personas que van a hacer los cambios. Hasta la próxima. Que Dios me los bendiga y recuerden que esta es la nación más grande del mundo. Vamos a protegerla. Mr. Energy out.